Alright, what's up guys? Another episode of Friday Duels here. Figured I'd go back to Pokemon since I did some goat duels the other day. So I had my friend Kamina come back on the channel, and let's see what he's gonna play with us today.
Indeed.
Alright, sending the request now. Alright, so what's up, Kamina?
Nothing much. We had a lot of quite eventful week last week. We bumped a country. The trailer for FullMetal Alchemist came out. The trailer for 4 came out.
A bunch of things happened, basically.
A bunch of things happened. Now, I would like to say that this is probably the first 4 movie that I actually want to watch.
Which one?
The new trailer.
Okay.
Of course, I didn't go like, oh look, at the trailer for 4 Ragnarok. Now I want to watch 4 Advance into Darkness or whatever the fuck it's called.
I guess so. Also, what's taking so long for you to accept my invite?
I'm actually looking for the deck that I want to play with.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's like you don't want to play with me anymore.
Oh, what happened?
It's
You
like,
canceled the challenge.
yeah, it says your challenger is not accepting at this time. Gosh. Hey,
Is there a time limit on how long I can accept?
yes. And it's like like I bring you on the channel, I try to be all nice with you, and then you just ignore my request to battle me.
I know. You know, I realized it's probably too late to realize this, but I realized that you can really splash Mew into any deck.
I know, right?
Because, technically speaking, he can use the attack of any of your Pokemon as long as you play the energy for it.
Right, of course.
I keep forgetting that, because I
don't.
think he was from a couple decks.
Right, I open no basics. How about you?
I opened 1 basic. A basic so basic is basic.
Oh god, that is so funny. Alright, so new hand. Let's see if we can get a basic. Gosh, it's like my deck hates me. No basic.
This card has the most wonderful attack ever existed, ever. Period.
Maybe,
Attack that I get to play every single time I play with this deck. If I ever make this deck, it would be only so in the background I can play Freebird.
maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get to see it. And you're drawing like 5 cards already, I think.
I don't know, maybe your deck is not putting any freaking card on it, so that way I can just deck out. Are you trying to maxi me in Pokemon? Am I doing the maxi challenge?
In Pokemon.
That goes maxi there. That goes maxi.
That doesn't translate well, but sure, I guess. It's like I secretly have only 1 basic and hope I never open it. So he just decks out.
I feel like I should just be clicking like crazy yes, because it's taking forever.
Fletchling, really? Why Fletch? Oh, because of me first.
Nah, that's the one. But I like it for another reason, or her, or whatever it is.
Sure. Why are you playing Fletchling? Why don't you just play Talonflame, which is the stage 2? It just literally says if you open it, you can play it as your starter, and it lets you search for cards. Oh, that sounds like a you problem. I'm sorry.
I didn't even see any of those ones.
It's a stage 2 that just pretty much goes, hi, I'm a basic, in theory, because you can play me first.
It's Brave Bird, that's the type, but I call it Free Bird.
Yeah, I was like, what attack is known as Freebird?
Every time I see it, like I even seen trailers of Pokemon, people playing Pokemon DS games, and they use the attack, and they play Free Bird in the background.
Freebird? That's funny.
There's an entire team, apparently, of online Pokemon that uses only Pokemon that can learn Freebird.
Brave Bird.
Brave Bird. It will forever be known as Freebird from now on.
Okay, sure. I guess we can
People will use Action Replay to change the name of that attack to Freebird.
Okay, sure. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they will indeed too.
So while you're taking your turn here, I was looking up some footage.
Oh, wait, me first.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's always gonna be funny to me. Me first.
You're looking some footage of what?
I was watching some footage for some of the older Power Rangers, like earlier, and it brought me back to a conversation we had a while ago about the Power Rangers Operation Overdrive episode, the special where they had the team up special or something.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how Adam's morpher supposedly couldn't be used, and there was all relation apparently to something I watched. I was watching a clip for Rangers in Space, and when I was reading the comments and stuff, someone brought up a really good point, and I'm like, it makes sense. I was watching the episode, the little small clip where they bring back the Black Ranger, and he's supposedly training that in Space Ranger, right?
Yeah.
And he's training him and stuff, and he hasn't morphed. And well, I don't know if he hadn't morphed, but he was debating whether he should be a Power Ranger or not. And there's a scene where he's like, "Oh, I give up. You know, you had no faith in me. You shouldn't have faith in me. You shouldn't trust me." And then when he leaves, Adam pulls out his like Mighty Morphin Morpher. He pulls it out. He pulls it out, and he's scratched. And then he tells Alpha 6, he's like, "Oh." And he talks to Alpha 6, and Alpha 6 tells him, "Oh, don't you ever dare think about using your morpher, because you know the repercussions that you could possibly die if you morph one final time." And then he warns him about it, and Adam's like, "Oh no, don't worry, it was only a passing thought. I won't actually do it." And then the scene just skips over to a fighting scene where there's a bunch of bad guys, and like Adam's fighting by himself, and then the other guy who's supposed to be the Black Ranger for that series, he's just there, and then he just starts fighting, and then he sees like Adam sees him getting like all beat up and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I have no choice." He pulls out the morpher, and then the Space Ranger and Alpha 6 tell him no. They shout out to him that he shouldn't be morphing, that he shouldn't do it. And then he morphs, and as the fight scene progresses, you see that he's like changing back to normal mode and Ranger mode, and he's feeling the pain and stuff. And then after the scene's over and everything, he turns back to normal. He basically can't morph anymore. And then they go through the explanation saying, "Oh, I guess he didn't die," and all that stuff. So they're like, "Oh no, he didn't die," and now he's just really hurt and like he's drained and stuff. So it's like, I guess it was just a theory then that he morphed for the final time and he died. It didn't actually happen.
Well, actually, Sordon, when the Falcons first got destroyed, when the whole thing happened, Sordon tells them that the morphing for them becomes unstable, and they were
unlinked from the morphing grid. Therefore, it was dangerous for them to morph because they weren't in it.
Because the energy could destroy you. Now, just because it didn't destroy him once, I don't think that's enough to go and say that it
when I was
destroy
watching
him.
the clip in Overdrive, no, not when I watched it, but now talking about the Overdrive special, in one of the comments for the In Space clip, one of the people was saying that the reasoning why Adam could morph and his morpher was fixed was because the golden voice, I don't know the actual name of the person or the being in Overdrive, used the remainder of his power to restore older Rangers' powers. By the logic, and they restored Adam's morpher, and he fixed it completely. And he fixed the power coin, which by logic means that he reattached it to the morphing grid, allowing him to be able to properly morph without any repercussions. Which, it's kind of like, I guess that would make sense. That logic, why wouldn't he just allow himself to use his powers, to help the current Ranger team? And if it's true that he fixed his morpher and relinked it to the morphing grid, how does that make sense? Even that episode of Overdrive, the morphing grid was like out of whack.
That episode kind of set a basis saying that pretty much morphing grids were separate for the Rangers, which didn't make any sense to the whole two Rangers can't exist in the same color thing. So that kind of theory kind of fixed that problem, but at the same time, it creates another problem where it's in the beginning. Sordon says that the morphing grid is a different dimension. You're drawing energy from a different dimension,
right?
of power. And then we come to know the Morphing Grid now as a kind of device slash thing that you can go into and fix. I mean, before it made sense to me whenever they said they cut the morphing power because they cut off the ability for you to draw upon it. But the whole breaking the Morphing Grid thing kind of like it set up a lot of failing questions later on, because why have enemies not tried to break the Morphing Grid before?
Right.
Why don't they just break it every single time? I'm actually thinking what I'm gonna do.
Right. But then someone else, the same guy who was making those like comments which made sense. Oh, you brave bird. Wow. Okay. So
Brave bird.
Brave bird is Pokemon the swing damage with those 90. That's pretty good action. No, but the guy in the comment section was not only explaining that, but he was also going with the explanation of what was it? He also going through the explanation of why did he pick those specific Rangers to appear in the episode, and then he goes by the logic, which I think is kind of true, since Operation Overdrive existed during the Disney era. Disney just wanted to stay in their era. You know, they didn't want to use other Rangers.
That doesn't make sense.
But they got freaking Adam
Mighty
back.
Morphin.
They got Mighty Morphin back. It just probably goes by the logic of they didn't want to work with Walter Jones. So Johnny Youngbosh probably came back. Or maybe he approached them, I don't know, and he was like, okay.
But Johnny Youngbosh has been working with the Power Rangers series even through the Disney era. Someone that would help with choreography.
Maybe that's what happened. You know, they wanted to stay in the Disney era, so because Adam has been in the Disney era, they brought him back.
That's the thing, though. Disney doesn't actually have a word in that. The whole idea of bringing them back, according to the studio itself, was them wanting to do a little celebration kind of thing for the 15-year.
Then why didn't they bring back Walter Jones as the original Black Ranger, Zach, or some of the other Rangers? Or why be really weird? And the guy made a really good comment saying they didn't have to go into the future and bring back Bridge from SPD. They could have technically brought back some of the Rangers from in space or something, which would have fit better for the current scenario or something.
Well, the problem here is that, first of all, they had to pick Rangers that were available. Second of all, they try to pick some Rangers from the more popular series. Specifically, that's why they picked Adam as the Black Ranger, and they also picked
so you're
SPD,
saying that Adam is
because SPD was actually very popular. It's not about necessarily him being more popular. It's probably they didn't have a chance to get Walter, and they decided to go with him because it would be the next best thing. Or maybe they chose both, and they were going to be whoever can make it. They have a very limited budget into who they can fly in, so that's why they probably stick to a lot of their Disney, era versions of Power Rangers. Not because they're Disney era Power Rangers, but because at the time the whole show was being filmed in Switzerland, right? Switzerland, yeah. And at the time, you could just drive all the actors there. Every actor from all those series, besides Morning Morphing and actually SPD was probably filmed. I think it was also filmed there too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, SPD was filmed during the Disney era.
No, I know. I mean, I don't know if it was filmed in Switzerland too.
Oh, I have no idea.
I call it like with a situation like that. That's probably why they chose the way they chose. They chose the way to save and try to get some older Power Rangers that were still popular, but at the same time save. Because although Disney didn't really have that kind of say with Power Rangers, they kind of let them do their own thing. At the same time, they were super strict in the budget. They would not allow certain things that they wanted to do to happen.
Like what exactly?
I believe that's it first started with Power Rangers. I'm trying to remember the animal one, the first animal one.
Wild Force.
Wild Force. There you go. It became a situation where they had the team up special, and then they wanted to do the Forever Red one.
Right. Yeah.
And Disney was like, "No, why are you asking for money for another special? You had your one special. That's enough." And at the time, Disney was looking into possibly ending Power Rangers with Wild Force. So that kind of actually worked for them because since Disney were already thinking of ending the show, they went like, fine, if you can make it within a certain, even small budget, and because Bandai stepped in and said, I guess if you can make a way for toys to be involved in the movie or special, sure, why not? And they did, and that's why they did the stupid little bicycle toy thing that destroyed Serpentera, the same freaking mecha that destroyed the Megazord with one half blast, but a freaking motorcycle defeated it, of course.
Right, of course.
It's sometimes you have to deal with the craziness and stupidity that comes from the show, because it's not necessarily just because they were being like, we don't know what we're doing. It's sometimes they really had to save the pennies. They were trying their best with the budget they had, and they did it. I think they did an okay thing. Not all their shows were good. Half of them were horrible. I mean, come on, Mystic Force. Really?
Hey, I kind of like that one.
I bet you like the rap intro too. The hip hop intro, my bad.
Oh, I actually enjoyed it, not gonna lie. But that was because I was still a kid. I was like, oh look, this is kind of cool.
When I was watching it after trying to watch the whole Power Ranger history thing, at first, the ironic thing is at first I hated it. But after I got to a point in the show, I was like, I can stand it. It's okay. It's okay. Because then I heard Overdrive. And compared to that, Mystic Force is a freaking symphony. It deserves awards. Power Rangers Overdrive, getting here. Power Rangers Overdrive, getting here. What happened then? Disney went and said, kind of used too many mix for that part, so for the song, Fred from Accounting is going to sing it. Just come up with a nice beat for it. Call it a day. We're done.
Right. But like going back with the whole Overdrive thing, right? Well, what's your opinion on that? The fact that this golden mystical voice had to pull back different Rangers from different eras and just repair the Morphin Grid or something.
It's not Overdrive, is it? I'm thinking of
RPM.
RPM was the one.
Yeah, but like I said, going back with the Overdrive thing, you know.
RPM was getting gear. Yeah. That was
which is weird to me because like
Operation Overdrive was the definition of the worst Ranger team in existence.
Well, RPM and or Overdrive.
Overdrive.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. Before you continue, like. You remember correctly, supposedly there was no one in known existence that could fix the power coins and reconnect their connection to the Morphin Grid. Yet somehow this like golden voice from Overdrive was able to do it. If he had those kind of mystical powers, why couldn't he just reestablish connection to the current Morphin Grid and fix it and stuff and let the current Ranger team, handle the problem at hand?
You know why?
That's my question here.
Because he willed the mystical powers of Disney and they just could not allow it.
But yeah, tell me what's your opinion on that, and what do you think?
Okay, first of all, I gotta really speak about my opinion of Overdrive because I'm kind of biased when it comes to Overdrive because I think it was the most horrendous Power Rangers that I have ever seen, and I didn't like Wild Force. I actually hated Wild Force, and I know people that actually like Wild Force.
I'm okay with Wild Force.
Forever Red was probably the best thing to come out of that whole show, in my mind. And they kind of ruined the ending part to me. The whole bicycle defeating Serpentera thing, you know. Yeah. In my mind, it would be so cool, and it would have such an excuse to sell all the old Red Ranger toys if you just did a thing where all the Red Ranger Megazords came and fought Serpentera. That would be amazing to me. That would have been so cool.
Yeah,
they probably
had
nowhere near sense. It probably had nowhere near the budget for that. But still, whatever. One can dream.
Alright, so going back to Overdrive.
Overdrive. The reason why I hate it so much is because it is probably the worst Ranger team I have ever seen. Why is it the worst Ranger team I have ever seen? It's not because they're like suck at fighting or their daily banter or whatever. It's because they were the most asshole Power Rangers you can possibly meet.
Hey,
When
hey,
they
hey,
first-
watch your language there, young man.
I don't think that's what's going to be a problem for you. But anyways,
I'm joking. Chillax. I'm waiting for you, by the way.
all right, Captain America.
Yeah, hey, that's pretty funny, actually.
Completely lost my track.
Mine?
In the first episode, when they're trying to get the crown, they are choosing between getting the crown back from the villain or saving the people from the lava thing that's going to happen or something. And it takes the Red Ranger convincing them for a while for them to be like, okay, fine, we'll save the people instead of going after the crown. Please tell me a Ranger team that has ever been like, oh, we really need to follow that guy. Well, all those people in the town are dead. Oh well. They don't. They're supposed to be heroes, right? They're supposed to have priorities. But they were selfish as hell. They wanted not only to be able to do what they wanted to do in their normal lives, but they wanted to be Power Rangers. And whenever Power Rangers interfere in the way of them getting what they want, an example is the guy who wanted to be an action star, but he was always the extra, like the stunt double.
Right.
And at one point, he gives up being a Ranger because he wants to he gets a chance to be a star. So he's like, okay, bye guys, I'm a star now. And it's not like he stops filming to go back to being a Ranger. He actually is almost at the end of the movie, and then he decides to stop and be a Ranger. Literally, when he could just stay there for like 5 more minutes, be done with the movie, and might as well then help.
Right, of course.
I mean, I guess that was them being like, oh, look, he actually stopped before the movie's over, so that counts. No, that doesn't count. You can't just be like, oh, I threw my friend into the floor and from the second floor, and he's almost dead, but I called an ambulance 2 hours before it looked like he passed out. I'm a good friend.
Right, of course.
So, it was just, they were really annoying characters to me, and that plus the premise of the show, all the little things that happened, the whole giant plot holes they created, it was just a bad Power Rangers show to me.
Right.
RPM, on the other hand, horrible opening, and after looking at it, it actually had a great story.
Okay, sure.
It had not a great story because the story was amazing, but it had very good character development. Specifically with the pseudo mentor, the scientist girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She had a good arcing where she also was the reason why they had to fight this robotic menace.
By the way, I'm waiting for you.
I know. I am kind of thinking what to do, and then just going to go here, do this, and press the key. My hand was horrible.
No, I guess so.
My hand is what Tyria looks like right now.
I guess so. Alright, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Friday Duels.
Oh, you're gonna end it now?
This is Jack here, signing off. And any final words, Kamina?
Don't watch Power Rangers Overdrive.
And don't watch apparently the opening for RPM, but probably watch the show. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. Also, FullMetal Alchemist. They're European. Everyone will get this in like a little while. I will be sure to make a meme out of this.
Oh, right. What it's called, no longer whitewashing or Asian washing, is European washing, right? Because their characters are supposed to be European, but they're cast by Asians.
I don't think he could call it European washing. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You know what? No one should really care who plays what. My only problem with the whole thing is, if you're going to make a whole movie where you're pretending that they're European, why not just stick to Japan? Either that, no, that's not even the problem. Just go to Japan.
And make even the extras be Japanese instead of having the extras be European.
The extra 5 minutes are going to be the show that should end, okay? here's the thing. There's a character in Rurouni Kenshin
Okay.
that's supposed to be white. That's supposed to be 100% white. In the movies, the real life movies, you know what they do?
What do they do?
They use an Asian character for that character. Why didn't people complain at that point? You know why? Because him and his crew, who was also supposed to be American, or actually British, and the people in that town who were supposed to be British, were all being played by Asians. So you're not dropped away from the world. You're kind of like, yeah, they're not really European, but at the same time, everybody's being played by Asians, and you kind of go with the anime logic kind of scenario, right?
Right.
But when you put actual Europeans with Asians, and then you call the Asians Europeans, you lose track of that.
Oh, right. Like they called the Elric brothers actually Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric.
Yeah,
They were European-ish, but the actors were actually Asian.
I'm going to put a picture of them as one of the files and just be like, European. 100% European.
That would be a meme.
Mother effing Aryan race.
If you make the
There you
meme
go.
soon enough, it'll be the meme for next month. Then.
It'll be the next. There we go. Well,
European.
we'll see what we can do.
Alright, guys, this has been Kamina showing you guys how to make memes, and apparently European signing out.